A letter from a listener in Phoenix named Melissa. Here is what Melissa writes in about here. Dear Tom, I can't get through on your phone lines, so I'm going to ask you a question in this letter. My problem is, I am a 19-year-old mom. My son is 8 months. And my son's dad is 35 years old. You couldn't make these up. I first started seeing this guy 3 years ago. So you were 16 and he was 32. Okay, very good. Within those 3 years, we were on drugs. Okay. And now we see the grammar we're dealing with here. He, I think she means to say use or used, but it just says us. He, us to always fight with me. I think she means he used to always fight with me. And say I'm having sex with every guy he knows. BS! Now, I know you'll be shocked to hear this, now he's in prison. He gets out in a month. Also, I know you'll be shocked to hear this too. He has 2 other kids from his wife that he is not legally divorced with yet. They are split up. His wife tells me he will always be the same physical, hard-headed man he has been the 10 years they were together. I am drug-free now. I have no future planned, with one end, planned out for my space, myself. I was raised by my dad and all his guy friends. Well, I can imagine what kind of raising his guy friends were giving you. I have always depended on a man. She's 19. She's always depended on a man. I'm afraid that when my son's dad gets out, I think she means gets out, he will be clean for 6 months then. I will get back with him, comma. Then I fear he will start on drugs again. Duh. I would love to see what you have to say about my situation. I want your honest advice. Thank you, Tom, for your time, comma, I love your show. It's from Melissa in Phoenix. I mean, you have to understand how many emails I get like this one, and I always think the same thing. If you wrote that down, why didn't you read it before you sent it in? I mean, do you really need advice? You can't look at what you wrote to me and know that you have completely effed your life over. You've effed it over. You're 19 and you are ruining it for yourself. Your boyfriend is a convicted felon. You're 19 and you already have a kid with a guy who's married to somebody else and has 2 kids with her. So good luck getting any child support if this doesn't work out. And it's not going to work out. And what does that phrase mean when you say that his wife tells me he will always be the same physical, hard-headed man? Is he beating the crap out of you? Is he giving the old Jim Lampley uppercut there? What's he doing? Doing a little kukui action on you? What's the deal there? Gonna give you a little kukui to the face. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I was imagining HBO pay-per-view, you know. HBO Sports presents Jim Lampley versus El Kukui. Domestic violence pay-per-view. Alleged domestic violence pay-per-view. Did you read that story about Jim Lampley, the HBO Sports guy? Does the boxing matches? Now, according to the story, and of course, you know, he'll have his day in court. But according to the story, Jim Lampley, the guy who is a commentator on boxing matches, allegedly had a restraining order taken out against him by his current girlfriend. And allegedly violated it. And now he was allegedly arrested on, what was it, New Year's Eve or something? For violating a restraining order? Look, Jim, I don't know how much of this is true, but just a little word of advice from the cheap seats here, Jimmy boy. Like, if you are Jim Lampley, the guy who does HBO Sports, the guy who's done, Real Sports with Brian Gumbel and all these shows, if you're Jim Lampley, the TV personality, and you got away with a woman taking out a restraining order against you, and it didn't end up with a smoking gun, and it didn't end up on the front page of the Metro section of the Los Angeles Times, you know what, Jim? You were a very lucky guy. That's a sign that it's time to date somebody else. If that indeed happened, as was alleged. That should be a clue. If you are a public figure and someone takes out a restraining order against you, just a word of advice. Stop trying to date that person. Stop going over there. If you got away with that, you're the luckiest man on earth. Are you kidding? The people down there at the police department combing through all those arrest reports, you know how that Mel Gibson report got out? Come on. There's people looking for that stuff. Jim Lampley, there was a restraining order against him? That's what the story said? If it's not true, I'm sure his lawyer will write me and correct it. I'm just talking about the story I read. If that's true, if someone took out a restraining order, even if it was unfair, because you never put a hand on them, you never touched them, you never did it. The minute someone takes out a restraining order, that's the time to stop calling them. They're sending you a message. Leave me alone. How about you just do that? Come on. Believable. After years of living with that crustacean, all of a sudden now he's getting restraining orders taken out against him. What is that? Crustacean, look it up. It's not just the name of a restaurant. Yeah. Some people say I've lost my edge, by the way. I don't know. I just need to start. Stop, you little slut. Oh. Step it up. So now you've already been through a drug addiction, and you married a guy who's about to come out of prison. Now what you want to know is, should you get back with the guy who's coming out of prison? Are you serious? Come on, you wrote in to ask me this question? Come on. Stop it. Jesus. I am so tired. I hate to say it, and it's so politically incorrect. I am so tired of hearing women complaining all the time about domestic violence, about violence against women. Here's an example of somebody who's going to make the same wrong decision again. And she's going to get punched again. Dear, if you're listening, this is your chance to get out. The guy is a criminal. And he's dragging you into the quicksand with him. Here you are, 19. And now already you're realizing you don't have a future planned out for yourself. One way to get that going, dear, stop dating a loser. Stop having sex with a loser without birth control. Are you serious? Stop it. It's so frustrating. Why are you 19 and cranking out children with a drug addict who went to prison? Why are you doing that? Holy cow. You must be really screwed up. But you know what? You know the way society works? You know. They'll go after the big bad predator. Oh, yeah, he goes to prison. And if he's physically violent and gets caught in a domestic violence dispute, yeah, he'll go to prison again. Meanwhile, this chick will just keep going back with him and going with other guys who take advantage of her, other guys who beat the crap out of her. She'll just keep going. She won't get any help at all. And it's all part of the feminists yelling and screaming about violence against women and domestic violence and blah, blah, blah. Violence is bad. I don't care whether it takes place in my apartment or in Miami Beach. I couldn't care less. Domestic violence is violence. It's bad. I don't like it. And do not misquote me and say I'm a supporter of it. I'm not. Anybody who does it should go to prison. But come on. Chicks like this who just keep going back to the well. Oh, I hope he's off drugs now. I hope things are going to get better. What do you think? Do you think things will get better? No. No, I don't. Here you have this golden opportunity. The guy's in prison. You could have taken a little sabbatical from the sex business, darling. You could have tried to get your life together. Head down to community college, get a couple of catalogs or something. Get some student loan applications going. You could have done that. But not you. Not you. You're writing into a talk show asking for advice about whether your criminal boyfriend is going to be off drugs permanently and whether you should get back together with him when he gets out of prison. You're kidding me, right? Am I being unreasonable about this?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
In order, I scream, it's 3 o'clock, I gotta turn Tom Leykis on, and all my girlfriends think I'm crazy.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Let's go! Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Emily on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
I was just calling because when I was 20, I was into meth. I met a 37-year-old who did meth also. I got pregnant. It was a very abusive relationship. We ended up both going to jail, so now we're both convicted felons. And I just wanted to call and give advice to the girl that she needs to just drop him and never, ever talk to him again, because that's what I had to do to get my life back in order. And like you're saying, she needs to go to community college. I'm seeing the parking lot of Phoenix College right now going to go get my books.
Good for you. That's exactly where women like you need to be going.
Yes. And what made me finally leave him is when my head got bashed into a brick wall and I got a concussion.
It took that. So imagine, you hated yourself that much.
Yeah. I had a lot of issues, but at least I recognize them and I know to work on it so I don't get into that thing again.
Right.
Because I know the cycle, and I want to be there for my son. So no man's more important than that. So she just needs to never, ever talk to him again. I've just finally dropped all contact with him. I told him don't call for his son. So, and I'll never get child support from him anyway, so I'm not going after him. So.
Right. Can't get blood from a stone.
Yeah. So
but, you know, these women who complain, you know, oh, he's such a deadbeat, he's such a loser. Well, why would you date a loser?
Yeah, I used to, too, and you just get stuck in it, and then you just need to break free from it and then just run. And don't keep in contact with them. And then, yeah, it's very, I used to be in the same situation, and I would say the same things. When my family, I would defend him. I don't know why. I was just stupid. So, I don't know.
Well, by going out with a bad man and by getting pregnant by him, you were showing your family how grown up you were.
Yeah, I was very rebellious when I was younger. I grew up very, very good. We couldn't watch TV. Then I rebelled a lot, like right after high school. So now I'm straightening up, and she just needs to do the same thing and totally just ignore him. Don't talk to him because he'll just pull her right back into that. Even today, I can't even talk to my ex because I'll start to get pulled back into that, even though my head's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Emily, thank you for that. Jason on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, how's it going, Tom?
Great.
Right on. I just heard your story and had to call in because my mom was brought in a chick just like the one the story you called in on, and she basically moved in with us because her boyfriend was battering her, and after that, basically, she already had one. She was pregnant with the first kid, got back with the guy, had the kid, and got pregnant a second time. And I was just like, are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. So it's hard to feel sorry for these women.
Oh, no, I feel anger. I mean, I'm paying taxes, and I'm supporting her on welfare now. You know?
And all we talk about is the guy who's such a monster. He's so terrible. But we never talk about the illness of the women who keep getting involved with guys like this.
Yeah, I mean, I've studied women and battery and all that stuff, and I mean, I have very little sympathy because they go back. They go back every time. It's like some sort of like a dog to its vomit.
I'm going to fix him. He just needs some love.
Oh, he beat me, but he loves me.
Yeah. He's a different person now.
He changed.
Oh, stop it.
He's in jail, but I love him. He sends me love notes.
Sure, he beats me, but I love him.
He'll change. I got such a hot. You know what? I'm all worth it. I'm going to make him change. Ridiculous.
You're absolutely right, Jason. Thank you for that. Kristen on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
That's good. Well, I have a totally different take on why these girls do this.
Okay.
They love the attention that they get from other people by complaining about their problems over and over again, but they will never do anything to change what's going on. So they just continue to get battered or continue to downward spiral and then tell everybody they know so that they get attention from those people saying, oh, this poor person, oh, my God, this is so terrible, oh, you need to get away from this person, but it never happens, and it continues to go on and on for the rest of their life.
You know, it's funny you mention that because I have an ex, I won't say which one, or identify the person involved, but I have an ex whose best friend was a single mother. And the single mother got involved in a relationship with a guy who was abusive. And so she would call up at all hours of the day and night, he hit me! He tried to set my house on fire! We were driving down PCH and he grabbed the wheel and just steered us off the road! We almost got killed!
Mm-hmm.
And so her response, my ex's response would be, so why do you date the guy? Because I love him, and I know he loves me. Then, a week later, you get a call from her, all cheery and everything, going, you know, the four of us should go out to dinner. You, me, him, and, of course, talking about me going. So my ex said, I don't want to go out with that guy. I don't want to sit. You already told us what kind of person he is. I don't want to sit at the table with him. Exactly. Oh, don't be so tough on him. Don't be so tough on him. And then the next week you'll be, he did it again. He did it.
They just love to complain, and that really is, I believe that's their only outlet, is being able to complain about what's happened to them over and over. And it gets progressively worse, but they just love the attention they get from other people. And really, I mean, that's the only reason why they continue to do it. What other, can you come up with a justifiable reason why they stay with these people? Because I sure can't.
Again, well, first of all, I do think some people grow up seeing relationships like that, and that's all they know. I think
still, you can, like, as you are saying, you can definitely make a change. You can break this type of cycle. Although I don't think a lot of people want to. I think that that's their only means of retaining attention from people.
Yep, I think you're right. Kristen, thank you very much for the call. Appreciate it. 1-800-5800-TOM. Johnny on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, sir?
Great.
Well, I tell you, I just wanted to reiterate to you, you know better, but all your listeners out there, it is a waste of time to try to rescue one of these girls, no matter how hot she is. I went out of my way to help a girl from Mexico. She had just come here, helped her obtain citizenship, worked with her, actually trained her on the job. That's where we met. We were together like a year and a half, and I knew she had a little boy. I loved the kid. He was great. And just things were going fine. And she was a knockout, an absolute knockout. Latina girl, I know you love them too. And
what I don't like, though, is rescuing damsels in distress.
Because he was a drug-dealing ex-felon or felon.
And he knew how to lay the pipe.
Stealing cars.
Hello?
He got out of jail.
Are you there?
Made one phone call.
Can't hear me, can you?
Back to him.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't think we had a technical problem.
Not even worth your time to even try.
The point is, I don't like anybody of any ethnicity, I don't care who they are, if I have to rescue them in any way.
You're right.
I don't like picking up strays. I don't like teaching or molding anybody. I really don't like it.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you now, Tom. Like I said, this was in my late 20s.
Yeah. Outrageous. I'm not so much doing it to spank you, because I'm sure you spanked yourself enough. I'm doing it because there's other guys who do what you do. And I want them to hear what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, learn from my experience, guys. Don't even try.
Exactly right. Johnny, thank you for the call.
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom.
You want to hear my favorite lunch?
What's that?
It's a can of tuna fish with a pickle and a couple of saltines.
Damn.
Yeah.
When I hear about tuna fish and a pickle, I get other images. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. And 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Diane on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. I have a input on this situation with this girl earlier. All right. I'm a 21-year-old mom. Right now, I'm seeing a guy. I have a 15-month-old son, and
why did you do that, by the way?
Well, I thought I was going to be with my baby's father for a while.
But so what? You were too young to have a baby or a relationship.
Yes, that is true.
So why'd you do that?
I know that now.
Oh, you know that now. As I said to the other guy before, I'm doing this. Yeah, you've already punished yourself. I'm doing this for the other people.
Yeah.
Who think this is a good idea.
Yeah, which it's not. If I could give anyone a suggestion, don't do it. So you're like old. And if you're old, don't even do it. Because it's a hard job. And being a single parent's not fun. So my baby's father just got out of prison, and he's in a rehabilitation.
What did he do wrong?
He is a drug addict.
So he got caught using drugs?
Yes, he got caught actually possessed for sales and was in county jail.
But you knew he was a drug user before he got caught, right?
Well, he was clean, and they started using while we were living in another state. And then we moved back down here and back into Orange County, and it got a little bit more severe.
Oh, dear. It's severe the first time he sticks a needle in his arm, dear.
Well, he's a meth addict.
Whichever.
He uses needles, but still, same thing.
Dear, there's no casual tweaking.
Okay.
There just isn't. No.
But,
you're in all the way or you're not.
Well, so I'm just like, I don't know if he's going to get clean or not. The guy I'm with right now is...
Watch your mouth, dear. We're on the air.
I'm sorry. He's an awesome guy. And
why are you with another guy?
A chance.
Why do you keep getting into new relationships?
So don't.
Why are you in one now?
I don't know, because my cousin set me up with him. And he's like a great guy with my son, with me. He takes care of me. He just everything.
What does that mean? He pays for everything?
Well, no. I mean, like, I work too, but he just does stuff that no one's ever done.
Like what?
He just, like, he wants to be a part of my son's life. Like, he goes to the doctor with me, like, everything. everything is, like, great about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I should give my baby's father a chance because he's trying to get clean, or should I just tell him to screw himself?
Dear, I say you are wasting your time with addicts of any kind. Drug addicts, alcoholics.
Is it possible that he'll get clean? Because you know what? Like, he's seriously been on our son's month for, like, 3 months out of 15 of it. So it's kind of like, do I chance and go back with him and see if he gets clean? Or
Why would you want to do that? You know, you can let your kid have access to his dad without having to have him live there.
That's the thing, is I'm just more or less like, I want my son to know his father, but I don't want my son to know a drug addict.
So why would you have to get back with him?
So how do I break it to him?
You tell him the truth.
Okay.
Grow some. Grow some balls.
And it got thrown out on the table with the guy I'm seeing last night, and I'm just like, I don't want to, I feel bad because I don't want to hurt my baby's father, but it's like he hurt me so many times that...
So why are you worried about it?
Okay.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I'm just, because I know what I have to do. I don't know how to tell him. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know how to tell him? He's a criminal. He's hurt you. That's it.
I mean...
He went to prison. That's good enough.
Okay.
He went to prison. He's a convicted felon. Right?
Yes. So what do I do about the guy I'm seeing right now?
What do you...
See what happens?
My opinion, dear, is unless you're depending upon him to support your child and pay for him, is that you really need to spend more time worrying about your own life. What college have you attended?
I actually am going to community college in Fullerton right now.
You are there now?
Yeah.
What are you planning on studying in school?
Probably criminal law.
So you're going to go to law school?
Hopefully.
You don't have time for a relationship. You don't.
I mean, right now it's like I think I've been putting a lot of people ahead of me. And there's just so much chaos in my life that I haven't really...
That is why you shouldn't be in a relationship. Do you hear me?
Uh-huh.
That's why. You just told me the reason in your own words.
Okay.
You haven't gotten to law school yet, dear.
What?
You have not gotten to law school yet.
No.
So,
I'm only in second year of college.
Right. Have you heard about law school?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you think this nice guy is going to feel when you are studying until 3 a.m.?
He's pretty...
constantly stressed out. No. Nope. He has no experience like this.
So drop him?
Yes. Focus on your education.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Stop trying to have a relationship all the time.
I think that's, like, a lot of the problem is because I've been, like, in a relationship for, you know, like 3 years, and then I just, like, met someone new. And it's, like, I think I rushed into it a little too fast.
By the way, these are the reasons you weren't in community college at 18.
Yeah.
Because you were busy humping and pumping and procreating and having relationships, having fights with the baby daddy.
Yeah.
So you had no time to go to college. Mm-hmm. Now you want to start a new relationship. What was the result of the last relationship?
He's a drug addict.
Yeah, but what was the result of it? What impact did it have on you? No school, no college.
Yeah.
Now you're 3 years behind everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
So why would you want to do that again?
I don't.
Then don't.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck, Diane.
Bye.
Jennifer, on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm calling about the battered conversation you had with the girl prior. And I don't agree with what's being said. I think that the women go back. First of all, they're with the men because they have low self-esteem. and then they leave because they don't like what they're going through and they don't know how else to get out. And then once they're out, then they're not in that situation anymore.
So you agree they're sick?
They are. They have a low self-esteem, and they need to, get their positive self-esteem from somewhere else. The reason why they go back is because they think low of themselves. That's why they go back.
All right, why are you telling me this?
Because I don't agree with what she said. She said that they stay in the relationship because that's where they get their, attention from, and they love it, and I don't agree with that.
I think they do love it. I think they love the drama.
I don't think they do. I think that they they attract those people, those men in their lives because they have low self-esteem and then
they defend everybody else. He's so nice, you don't understand, but he's not punching me. He's wonderful.
Well, I just think that they have low self-esteem and they doubt themselves all the time, and so they go back to these horrible men who treat them horribly because that's what they're used to, and they don't think they can get any better. Well, and unfortunately, sometimes they bring children in.
Right, but we don't send those girls to the psychiatrist. We send the guys who take advantage of them.
Well, I agree that once you get into a bad relationship and you get battered, whether it be physical or emotional, mental, that you should learn and then move on. But some women, it's like a revolving cycle, and they don't know how to stop it.
Again, they're the ones who need the help. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. It's Rose on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Great.
I just want to let you know, I don't listen to your show too often because sometimes I get really angry with you, but sometimes you got great shows like today. I kind of wanted to put some input in regards to the whole domestic violence drama, things of that nature. Real quick background on me. I'm a 25-year-old female in the United States Navy, been so for a little over 5 years. Was previously married to a gentleman, was never physically abused by him, but emotionally, I think sometimes emotional disturbance, if you will, is worse than the actual physical abuse. I was married to a civilian who, didn't understand the ways of the military, and I went on for my first tour married to this gentleman. We made it just about 5 years. Guilt trips up the yin-yang, constant, well, you chose this. Basically, the point I'm getting to is sometimes I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical contact thing. And as far as these females being stuck in the situations, they're just that. It's a routine for them, I think. They're afraid of change. I made my first deployment overseas, was an 8-month deployment out on an aircraft carrier, and my ex-husband ended up cheating on me, and I could fit into the point of kind of being a hypocrite and saying that, well, I stayed with him for a little bit and I tried to make it work, but in the long run, I don't have time for that, and I don't think some of these females are really understanding that they're the ones that make their future, and I think it's really just a routine. I had to let my marriage go, and, like a couple of the other ladies were saying, I thought I was going to be with, this man forever or whatever, and I don't have children, thank God for that, but I think sometimes it's just a routine for these girls. Some of it is they like the drama, I'm sure, but every person, and it can go both ways, too. It doesn't necessarily have to be the man that's the physical one or,
there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Thanks for the call. I got to run here. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.